Hello and welcome to our regularly scheduled broadcast excellence, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower, Jeffrey Daugherty. Welcome to the Gospel Truth Program. Conscious Critical Thinking says, found you because of Leak Project. Wow, man, just wow. You have helped me to unlock another level of consciousness. Thank you, brother. No. Thank you, Conscious Critical Thinking 303. That's high praise right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I do what I do. That and the fact that I really like it. I like it a lot. Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. That's awesome. And I'm so glad to hear that. Hey, Veltman. And here we are. We're here to talk about enemies and how to deal with them. Leslie's here for the cosmic validation. Whatever you're here for, I'm just glad you're here for this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just talked about Merlin. Interesting. Later on tonight, we'll talk about a primer on programming. Hillary Davis says, hi-de-ho. Hello, Hillary Davis. Nice to see you. April, Christine. They're swarming in to the extravaganza. So here we go. We're going to talk today about, that's interesting. We're going to talk today about enemies and how to deal with them. Bless them who curse you and all that kind of stuff. Third eye view. Doesn't seem like I've seen you in a little minute. Nice to see you back. Or sorry if I haven't been noticing you, one or the other. So here we are. Let's talk about this whole thing. And I wanted to show you something real quick, just real quick, and I hope you'll look at it. Let's take a quick look. I did a little change on the look of my YouTube channel, and I wanted to get a little feedback, I guess, on that. See what you think about it. See what you think about this new look. It's a new header there, so tell me what you think. Okay, so that's the new header that I've got there on the channel. Let me move this thing over. There we go. That's the new header on the channel right up here. So Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower, the gospel truth. And look at that. We're live right now. Enemies, how to deal with them. So let me know how that strikes you. I also changed the website as well, as you can see. And we also changed the Twitter. If you're not on my Twitter, why not? Why aren't you on my Twitter? Let's go to the home. And there's the Twitter. We've earned 8,400 impressions over the last 24 hours. How about that? So there you go. That's a new look. Let me know what you think. Okay, let's talk about something that's important now. Let's talk about enemies. And you know me, I sometimes define enemies as idiots. And I know that some of you don't like me using that word, and I can understand it, but can we just take a look at it for a second in an objective context? The word idiot means fool, ass, half-wit, dunce, dolt, ignoramus, cretin, moron, imbecile, simpleton, dope, ninny, nincompoop, chump, nitwit, dumbo, funny, dumb, loon, dork, sap, jackass, blockhead, bonehead, knucklehead, fathead, butthead, numbskull, dumbass, doofus, claw, dunderhead, ditz, lummox, knuckle dragger, dipstick, thickhead, meathead, meatball, wooden head, airhead, pinhead, lamer, lame brain, pea brain, bird brain. There's those damn birds again. Scissorbill, jerk, nerd, donkey, nitwit, twit, twerp, hoser, schmuck, bozo, turkey, chowderhead, dingbat, mook. So when I use it's such a versatile word. When I use it, I'm never using the archaic medical version of it because that wouldn't be right. But that's why I use it, because it's so versatile. And I suggest that anyone ever use that word in reference to does fit one of these categories. I would submit that to you for your perusal, that every time I use this word, it does cover one of these people, someone that fits that category. Plus, I have empirical data to support my use of this word. Look at this. Use over time. 1800, nobody used it. 1850, a little more. 1900, for some reason it went down. But look at this. This is empirical proof that there is an absolute exponential growth of idiots in the world. And am I to be blamed if I feel compelled every now and then to point out this empirical spike in the increase of dummies, cretins, ignoramuses, dunce, dolts, fools, asses, dumbass, doofuses, scissorbills, chowderheads, dingbats, mooks? I don't know. That's a little bit of levity, obviously. So there you go. But let's take a look at what the Christ had to say about your enemies. What do you do with your enemies? What do you do with those people that resist you? What do you do with those people that are doing this stuff? The Christ says, listen up, yo. Love your enemies. Okay, well, let's define an enemy right now. Verse 27. And if you watch, you actually know how to study the Bible from watching this. But I say to you, and what's he saying? He's mentioning, he's telling you, he's kind of commanding you. He's saying, listen, yo, guys, let me drop a little hint on you. He's saying, love your enemies, agape te, love them. Come on. Hurry up. Oh, we're not going to wait for this. Okay, he's saying agapeo. Agapeo, that's divine love. That's the love that is the divine love. So what he's saying is, you got to have divine compassion for these people that are your enemies. These people that are hating on you. At least take it, and this is key. I didn't even think about this. This is a key. The biggest key is to take a divine outlook on it. Think about it from a divine perspective, because you are divine. And yes, these t-shirts are available at jeffreydarty.com for immediate shipment. Comes in multiple colors, multiple sizes, men, women, children, boys, girls, LGBTQ, straight to, everybody loves them. Everybody should have at least two. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. So anyway, you are divine, and this is a key. I think he's saying, put some agapeo, put some divinity on them. He's saying, take a divine stance. He's saying, think about it from a divine point of view. I know he's talking about love them, but he's saying, listen, take a divine point of view. Step back. Take a divine point of view. So agape them up. Take a divine point of view. So he says, agapeo your enemies. And also be noble. Act honorably to those that are hating on you. What's that word for hating? Come on. For those people that hate, detest, that love less, that esteem less. For those people that denounce you. For those people that try to make you something less than they are. So those people that come to you, those people that denounce you, those people that try to make you less than themselves, what you're supposed to do with them is what? You're supposed to act nobly towards them. And if you first enter into an agapeo, an agape divine state, And then you start acting nobly to these people. Where is it? Nobly to these people that are hating on you. Well, what happens? Well, first of all, it puts you into a divine state. It reminds you of your DIVNE. And you notice it's not an ME, it's a DIVNE. So you don't start thinking about me, you're thinking about divine. So it puts you automatically when someone denounces you or someone says someone says something bad about you, the normal human response is to be, well, I oughta. You know, you react out of EGO instead of GOD. Oh, snap. Somebody should write that down. The first thing we should do is act out of GOD instead of EGO. Woo! I'm writing that down. It's one of those days, folks. GOD, not EGO. And the ELHO, Elohim, I'm not particularly thrilled with that word, but it was the gods that said to us, listen, man, the first thing you got to do is get yourself into a divine perspective and then get out of EGO and get into GOD in reference to those that are hating you. And think about this. You think about the scripture that says, what was meant for evil became for my good. So when someone denounces you, when someone becomes an idiot towards you, instead of going into EGO, if you allow it to drive you into GOD, wow, they're actually doing you a favor, because I don't know about you, but I get a lot of hating on a regular and consistent basis. I get a lot of hating. So if I took this hating and allowed it to push me into EGO, I'd be cussing and spitting and cyber stalking people and finding out where they live and all that weird stuff. And I could go into EGO, but EGO is no good for me. So if I choose instead to go into GOD, they actually put me into a deeper contact with the divinity, with my own divinity. And this is where it becomes a choice. Well, Jeff, they make me so mad. No, they don't. Well, Jeff, they make me so angry. No, they don't. Jeff, they make me feel so bad. No, they don't. Jeff, they make me want to strangle them. No, they don't. No one makes you do anything that you don't choose to do. You are the boss of you. You may not like the responsibility of that, but you are the boss of you. Some of you will embrace the liberation, and some of you will cringe from the responsibility. Whatever anyone does to you is outside of you, period. What anyone does to you is outside of you. So it is a stimuli. It's a stimuli that comes to you from the outside, and you are empowered to choose how to react to that stimuli. It is not, unless you're still way down in your reptilian mind, and I know a lot of people have asked for appointments, and I will get to scheduling them today. I've just been way buried, and that's okay. I love it. Keep it coming. We'll get it together. It might take a little while. I haven't forgotten about you. I see you. I will schedule you. And I hate to do it donation first before the meeting, but we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So I will get there. Have patience. So, darn it, I lost my train of thought. But if I can get into divine and have a divine perspective on those that are hating on me, I get to choose. No one makes you mad. No one makes you angry. No one makes you sad. No one makes you love them. Those are reactions that you choose to partake in based upon in response to stimuli. No one has ever made you mad in your whole life. No one's ever made you sad in your whole life. You decided to get mad. You decided to get sad. Somebody says you can get mad or you can get even. What if there's another way? And think about this. You can't get ahead if you're always trying to get even. Boom! There's another one. Write it down. You can't get ahead if you're just trying to get even. You can't get ahead if you're always trying to get even. So, the Christ said, take a divine outlook, act nobly, get into your God instead of your ego. And then he said, bless. Well, we don't like that word bless. So let's see what that word bless really means, because bless usually means to smear with sacrificial blood, usually of a human. So let's see, what does this say? Oh, it's a different word. It's a different word. Eulogio. It's like at a funeral, right? What do you do at a funeral? Even if they're a dirty, rotten, filthy, nasty person, you find something good to say. And I don't know if you even have to say. Well, it does say to speak well of. Can I ignore this one? Can we just go past this one? Because I don't really like it. I'd rather not have to speak well of someone that is attacking me. Can we just pretend we didn't see this? Can we rewind the tape? So it means to speak well of. It's from the word eulogio. It's eulogio from EU 2095, which means well. It also carries the term of exclamation. So well, it means it has to be said well, and then good, which is and the word logos 3056 to speech. Doggone it. Man, I don't like this one. I'll tell you right now. I don't like this one. It says that people are hating on you. You should speak a good word about them. That bothers me. Is this dung? This must be dung. I don't think it is. So he's saying that when you're taking a divine perspective, you're acting nobly, and then you actually are called to say something good, say something to confer benefit to those people that are trying to do nothing but tear you down. Speak well of them, praise them. I'm still trying to go down here to find a way out of it. Celebrate, invoke good things over, consecrate, make happy. Well, I guess there's no way out of it. So when someone is speaking ill of you, take a divine perspective. Don't go to ego, go to God. And I guess that takes you out of the perspective of just you. It puts you into divinity, because yes, they're mistreating you, but you have to get out. They're mistreating this. Here it is. They're mistreating this meat suit person. And they're mistreating the soul that's running this meat suit person as well. But if we can get ourselves beyond the perspective of just us to the big picture, and from the perspective of the creator Elohim, you can say, oh, well, you know what? I mean, even a blessed thing to say is, okay, you know what? Even they were created by the creators. Even they, you know what? Even they have the spark of divinity within them. Or if they're one of these people that are running around that is just an empty shell, you know what? They probably don't know better. They don't even know what they're saying or doing. That would be a blessing. You know what? They probably don't even understand. But Jeff, I know they understand, and I know they're doing it on purpose, and I know they're doing it with intention, and I know that they're actually planning and figuring and they're getting together and they're and I just know it. Well, yeah, it's probably true, could be true, but guess what? Then you have to say, well, even they have the spark of divinity within them, or even they are here for a purpose. So you've got to find some way to say something positive. And if you're starting to pick up on this, you realize it's not because you want to help them. It's because you want to help you. If you go into a divine perspective, if you go into God instead of ego, and then if you do something that's counterintuitive to what you want to do, you say, okay, Let me say something good about them. And this is initially, right? This is initially. So say something good about those that are cursing. What's the word cursing mean? Those that are, that are cursing you, even if they're cursing you, like may the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your groinal area. Even if they do that. Bless. Not bless. We know that word's not right. Say something positive about. And then it says pray. Well, what does pray mean? It means to wish, put a good wish on them. To put a good wish on them. Pistis Sophia, it means put a good wish on them. It means put some good juju on them. Put a good, you know what it means? Damn it. It means not only are you supposed to say something good about them, you're actually supposed to mean it. I'm telling you, I don't like this at all. I don't like it. It goes against my grain. Why should I have to say something good about someone that's cursing me and mean it? Or at least the intention on the word spoken should carry a positive frequency. But they're cursing me. Oh, even if they mistreat me, what does that mean? Even if they're insulting me, even if they're treating me wrongly, even if they're reviling me, even if they're abusing me, even if they use threats and false accusations tailor-made to the situation, even if they use underhanded tactics customized to smear someone's reputation, even if they abusively insult. Wow. Wow. Even those people that are plotting and planning, we are, well, think about this. When people speak evil about the Elohim, the divine ones, how much do you think it bothers them? Fact of the matter is, they probably never even hear it. Well, that's the key, isn't it? To get to the place where it doesn't even affect you anymore. But no, it's not that easy because you have to say something good about them. Wow. I don't like this. Can we just pretend that this never happened? That we never read this? The one striking you on the cheek also offer also the other cheek. And this doesn't mean in a good way. So let's not go down that road. Let's go back. Let's just stay here. This is enough right here, man. This is enough. Love your enemies. It means take a divine view of those that are opposed to you. Say something good about them and mean it even when they hate you. Have a positive, energetic frequency and eminence over those, even when they knowingly, despitefully, with intention and planning, use you, are bad to you, are nasty to you. We saw the words insult. But why? Because it gets us into the mind of the divine, and maybe it gives us empathy. Maybe it puts us into the place of the divine where, you know, the Elohim and the inexpressible ones are saying, man, we gave these fools everything, and they're still messing it up. They're still saying bad stuff about us. Maybe it's part of our training as an Elohim. You have to be able to have empathy for your creation, even if you don't like them. It's that old thing. You got to love them even if you don't like them. And I think about my kids, you know, put this in a position of, it is a parent-child thing. So let's put it in a different position. My kids, interestingly enough, not the oldest daughter, perfect child from day one, most wonderful, pleasant person I've ever met in my life, literally. My daughter, Charity, is the nicest, sweetest, most wonderful person I've ever met in my life from the day that she was born. She didn't cry. She didn't fuss. She would just, I remember I would be doing a sermon and she would just sit on my lap, happy as she could be for 2 hours, and just an adorable, perfect angel. The other two, well, it was a little different story. My youngest daughter, Sandra, wow. My son, Josh, wow. But anyway, they do things. And even Charity, oh, this is actually a good analogy. Charity decided she was going to get married, right? And the dude was still living at home with his mom, and he had a room full of Star Wars toys. And he comes up and asks me, can he marry my daughter? I'm like, dude, you never had a job. You never paid your own rent. You never paid your own bills, and you got a room full of Star Wars toys. To say the least, I was not impressed. But he has turned out to be a fantastic husband. Great job, great father, great husband. And he still has a room full of Star Wars toys. So I was wrong. And then Sandra, she does things to make me mad. But the point is, I still love her. I still say good things about her. She's a lot like me. I love her. She's a wonderful girl. But see, that's what I'm doing. And she has done things in her life that were intentionally orchestrated against me. She has. So is Joshua. I don't think Charity ever did. But it's just, that's life. But I still say nice things about them. I still mean those things. So they're trying to get us, that's the key. They're trying to get us to think like creators. Because we are gods. The Christ said you're gods. We are Elohim in training. We're learning to be God. We're not gods yet. It doesn't appear what we shall be. We're working on it. But you're not an Elohim yet. Be 3 feet behind your head, and I'll start believing maybe you are an Elohim right now. You're not. I'm not. But we're on our way. So they're trying to get us to actually think like creators. So that's what you got to do. You got to put yourself in that divine position. What was the first thing? Put yourself in a divine position. Put yourself in a divinely parental position over all these people that hate you. And begin to learn to act and to think like a creator. Before you can act like a creator, you got to think like a creator, apparently. I'm not so bad with this anymore. I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to see it. Boy, this is deep stuff right here, man. This is powerful stuff right here, man. This is EIT stuff. Elohim in training. Ooh. EIT. Elohim in training. And I was going to say it's not for them, it's for you. And it really isn't for them. I mean, it is for them, but in the long run, this is really for you, because it's you learning how to be an Elohim. It's all about, yes, it's about them because they're going to benefit because, they're not going to be throat punched by you. And that's a benefit. Sometimes these people say things about, man, it takes everything I have not to just send my address and schedule a meeting. I would kick you. I would spit in you. I've done. Here's my address. Let's set a time and date for you to come pick up your ass whipping. I've thought about it, man. I have typed it and didn't hit send. Here's my address. Let's set a time for you to come pick up your ass whipping bitch. I mean, I have. And that doesn't mean a woman. That means these were actually men, because I would never hit a woman. This is calling us to understand, to think like creators. To think like creators. So it's really, thank you, 7P. I appreciate that very, very, very much. So let's get back. Let's get into the chat room now, and I'll answer your questions as much as I can. And, I thought this other verse, let me look at this other verse, because I thought it was dung, but it might not be dung, because I didn't get a chance to look at it. It might actually be diamond. So let's look at this. Proverbs 25:21. Maybe we're learning, maybe this will help us feel better. I don't like it because it says the Lord, but it could be hijacked. So 25:21. If your enemy's hungry, give him bread. If he's thirsty, give him water. For you will heap coals of fire upon his head. Let's see if this really is the Lord in verse 22. If it's the Lord, we're going to ignore it, because then it's dung. But it might not be the Lord. It might just be a hide, but it is Yahweh. We'll look at it and determine if this has been hijacked or not, because it is Yahweh. But anyway, let's just look at this for a minute. Let's look at this for a minute. If your enemy's hungry, feed him. If your enemy's thirsty, give him to drink. And in so doing, because it's right to left, then coals of fire you'll heap upon his head. Coals of fire. You will put hot embers. You will put hot embers on his head. And Yahweh will reward you. Yeah, see, I think that's showing us a difference. This is how it happens when we're acting in our reptilian mind. Oh, I'm not showing it to you. Doggone it. This is how it happens when we're in our reptilian mind. You tell them I'm coming and hell's coming with me. Wyatt Earp, Kurt Russell, Tombstone. That's how we act when we're in our, well, I don't know. Think about this. Either that's how we act when we're in our reptilian mind, or think about this. I read a couple books by Donald Trump way before he was president. Forget about President Trump. Just talk about multi-billionaire Donald Trump. And he said that when someone hits you, hit him back twice as hard. But is that the difference between being powerful of this world and being powerful divine? Or does it come to a time? I mean, even the Elohim finally threw out the rat bastard. So is it fool me once, shame on you? You fool me twice, shame on me? We have to extend. It seems like we extend the loving, because that's the true nature of an Elohim. But finally, even as the Elohim had to cast out this guy, maybe finally we've I don't know, man. This is something to ponder. This is something to ponder. And and when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And that doesn't mean that if you say something nice about people, or it doesn't mean you're giving them another chance. It just means that what you're doing is taking a divine point of view, saying something good about them, and moving on. It doesn't mean that you have to continue to give them access to bashing you. You can move out of range. So let's get into the chat room. I don't know. Maybe it comes at a time where you act like a god and vengefully cast out. I don't know. Not vengefully, but sometimes you just gotta get rid of some fools. So anyway, I'm here for the cosmic validation. Great. Sounds like a character from American Pie. Yeah, Veltman. I watch you, sometimes not in chat, though. Third Eye View, thank you. Good to see that you're here. Morgan Roundtree, nice to see you. I'm thinking my idea of vengeance and retaliation might be a lot different than yours. Giddy up. Yep. Hope we talk about flat Earth. He said he'd rather be kicked in the gonads. Yeah, Davy's having a little lesson in the life of a YouTuber. It ain't as easy as it looks. Have you ever gone and looked at some of my first early videos? Holy mackerel, those things are bad. Those things are bad. Very bad. Twitter doesn't do anything. You're right. Thanks for liking the new look. Ass hats and douche canoes. I'm going to sit in the back of the chat and observe. I'd better behave. Yeah, people like those hammerhead screwballs. Idiot. I had you on 2 screens because I was trying to make a video like 5 Jess echoing all around my house at varying levels. It must have sounded like a symphony of angels. I like being able to insult someone and have them not get it. Yeah. Idiot was a term of endearment when I was growing up in the ancient past, huh? Cross me twice and most get on my enemy list. Stay away from psychopaths. Treat them the way Christ treated the Pharisees. Yeah, because that's a good point. Even Christ finally said to the Pharisees, listen, your daddy's the devil. He's been a liar from the beginning. He's the original liar. He's been a murderer from the beginning. He's the original killer. And you can't help doing the same things he does. But he probably had a nice thought about him too and said something positive. But sometimes finally at the end, you just have to say, listen, maybe that's the key. Maybe we just found a key. You're of your daddy, the devil. These idiots, these douche canoes that come against you, it's really not them. They're too stupid. This might help. This helps me. They're too stupid to know. They're too stupid to know. They don't realize what they're doing. Either they're people without a soul and they're just part of the game, or they're just automatons sent here to attack you, or they are people with a soul. They are people that have the spark of divinity within them. And they're just too stupid to know how stupid they're being. So you almost have to say, okay, this person's just too stupid to come in out of the rain. They're too stupid to know how stupid they are. So you have to have some pity on them and, take that divine view. Okay, look, this person really is too stupid to know how stupid they are. So they do have the spark of divinity within them, just like me. And I'm going to act in my divinity. Oh, there you go. They have the spark of divinity just like me, and I'm going to act in my divinity. Boom. That doesn't mean you can't write them off, walk away, block them. Doesn't mean you can't disassociate yourself. In fact, you'd be stupid not to. And, there's hate only breeds hate. Look at this, too. Here's something that I think this is Paul, but it's really good stuff. He stole it. If it is Paul. Yeah, it is Paul. He stole it. He stole this from the Christ, but let's read it anyway, because part of it's good, even though he stole it. Well, it's good, but he stole it is all I'm saying. Get this ad out of my face. Here we go. Let me show you this. Pursue peace. Pursue peace. Don't fall short of being an Elohim. Don't let these chuckleheads get to you, because here's the real problem. Don't let a root of bitterness spring up and cause you trouble. Don't let a root of bitterness spring up and cause you trouble. That's the whole key. It's not really for them. It's for you. It's part of your training and it's part of your protection. Okay. You can't let these people that are coming against you become a focus in your mind, because then a root of bitterness will creep up in you. And when bitterness will block out the voice of your blink and the voice of the divine. Bitterness, you can't have it. I like it. That makes me feel better. I have no hate in my heart. I divorce them. I don't like negativity. Hate leads you to the dark side. That's very good, young Skywalker. I never made an enemy, but some people have made me their enemy. So hard to understand why. Why are you trying to understand why, Jabbermocky? Why are you trying to understand why crazy people do what they do? You're trying to understand crazy. May I suggest that might, in fact, be a futile pursuit? How are you going to figure out crazy? Hello, Jeff. You're speaking to yourself. Why are we trying to figure out crazy? Why do these crazy people act the way they do? Because they're crazy. But I don't understand why. Because it's crazy. That's the nature of crazy. It doesn't make sense. You can't waste time trying to understand something that doesn't make any sense. What's really crazy is trying to understand crazy when you know it's crazy and it doesn't make any sense. When you live with them, it's madness. I tell you what, if they're not my spawn, I'm gone. Oh, there's another one. If they're acting like this and they're not my spawn, I'm gone. Maybe that helps somebody. Maybe it doesn't. Also need to listen. Perhaps there's validity in their marks. Nah, I don't think there's any validity in hatred or any validity in that idiotness. If you hate a person, you hate something in him that's part of yourself. What isn't part of ourselves doesn't disturb us. You know, I don't know. That sounds like somebody raped your little pony. That sounds like, and what I mean is the rainbow unicorns, My Little Pony. Somebody raped your little pony. It's a little new age joke. I see where you're coming from, but I think that's one of those new age, silly, puffy, marshmallowy, sugary, sweet ludicrosities. I'll just tell you what I think. Sometimes just because somebody let's look at it this way. Maybe sometimes it is, and that's not a bad question to ask yourself. So if this person starts talking bad about you and starts going to their friends and saying bad things about you, you should say, is there a part of me that talks bad about other people and starts going to tell my friends about other people? No? Okay, then. Get off the little pony. Stop riding the unicorn. Stop looking for the rainbow and realize they're just an idiot. I don't know who Herman is, but there you go. I don't give away my energy. I ask, what's the lesson for me? That's a great question. What is the lesson? What am I supposed to learn here? I like that. What am I supposed to learn from observing this idiot? Get into God, not ego. George says, leave your ego at the door. Good stuff, George. I appreciate it. No, I don't agree. I'm not going down that road, Christine, and the other person that said, if you hate someone, it must be something you hate on. No, not necessarily. Could be, but definitely not necessarily. Leslie says, self-control, responsibility, accountability. Never badmouth the dead. They're the easiest ones to badmouth. You can't have to worry about them coming back. I'm kidding. And there's really no reason to badmouth the dead, I guess. Marcus Hall is just like me. He didn't like this message either because it's speaking to him. I feel you, Marcus. Whatever you focus your attention on will manifest in your life. Yeah, that's probably true. I could not say anything good about Hillary Clinton. Here's how you would do it, Paul. Yes, she's an evil, wicked she-devil from the depths of hell, but the woman knows how to build a coalition and get herself to a place of power. You can't argue that. She does understand how to play the game. That's something positive about someone. I said it before, be nice. I said it before, it's nice to be nice. You're right, Davey. Always look for the good in another, but that doesn't mean you have to allow them in your life. Exactly. Get mad or get even. Yeah, I can't go that way anymore. Lloyd says, a little one, but recently there was a 5.9 and I get really nervous. I don't understand that. Don't badmouth dead enemies, but don't wish them to return either. Most of the time you can think of something nice to say about anyone. It is tough. Elevate your vibration. Maybe there's divinity in teaching the other person or letting the other person learn from your good practice. Davey, I'm a little bit disappointed you didn't type that in Scott. People who need to be critical of you will disappear if you stop feeding them. That's probably true. We do not say hi to each other or, yeah, I don't say that anymore. I tried to make sure not to say, I say hi, greetings, how you doing? Paul Daly says every sentient being, even insects, have the Buddha nature. That's something nice about each other. I thought maybe I got another package, but I did not. Yeah, Eva, I don't know if you saw that before or after we looked it up, but you're exactly right. Eulogize, say something nice about someone. Let them go and get on with living. Thank you, Cuban Pixie. Pride swallowing time. It doesn't go down that easy, does it? Stop drinking water from plastic. Oh, come on. It's distilled water, and that's just kind of the way it is right now. Forgiveness simply means let go. Maybe. Turn that other cheek, laugh out loud. Somebody's getting randy. Your heart and brain should be filled with love. I agree. Don't be a hypocrite. I agree. Suck it up, Buttercup. Yeah, that's my base thought right there. Hello, Avishai. I'm not going to beat myself up about being human. This might be a good principle, but it's not realistic for me. I'm not sure I could feel that way in a human body, to be honest. Like I said, this is for big boys and girls. And some people just aren't ready for it. I mean, it'd be much easier for me to ignore this, but I mean, you got to realize that this is real, this is true, and you're just not ready to grow up into it yet. And that's okay. Speaking of growing up into it, it seems like someone is desirous of meaties. Hold on, bro. I'll get with you. We're almost done. But to say that you can't do it in a human body, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And if you're not ready to embrace this teaching, then you're not ready. That's okay. But at least you're here listening. And I appreciate that. You see how I did that? I tried to work this whole thing in. It's good. Boom, 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 boom. Pity doesn't help anyone. I bet they are. Jeff was wrong. That's theosophical. I don't mind some good theosophic. They got some good stuff too. Rooney, why are you staring at me, bro? Huh? My mom just said I don't have to like you, but I'll always love you. There's been times where I didn't like my son or my youngest daughter. I can't remember a time I didn't like the perfect one. You're welcome. I'm sure we've dipped into alt Jeff reality. I woke up to Brother Jeff this morning. That's funny. All righty then, folks. I think that's it. Rooney is staring a hole in the back of my head. He is staring a hole in the back of my head. All right, so I think that was really good stuff. I'll be back again at least at 11, probably before. And I think I'm going to be talking about a primer on programming. Rooney, do you want to say hello to everyone? Rooney, do you want some meaties? See, he talked. All righty then. That's it, folks. Rooney has spoken. I salute all of you for being here and seeking truth. This was a tough one for more than just me. You don't have original sin. You got the spark of the divinity within. So guide your own spirit, master your own ascension, be your own guru. And listen, guys, make a decision. Has the world gone crazy or have you? And when you decide, get back with me and we'll help you to unindoctrinate yourself. And that starts with staying fearless, my friends.